Hi everyone, my name is Amar and today I'll be explaining the basics of the C programming language. Now first off is the variable. A variable is basically a sort of a container in which you can store different kinds of data types. It basically stores a value inside the variable. Now there are four primitive data types. The first one is the integer, which stores a number that is not in a fractional form inside it. Now, the float data type basically allows you to store a number inside it, but you can also store a number that's in decimal form. Double is more or less the same as float, while char allows you to store alphabetic characters inside the data type. Here, the integer a is the variable. Uh, Integer is the data type assigned to the a variable, which means that only a number that is not in the fractional form can be stored inside the variable a. Now, there are certain rules to assigning a variable name. Your variable should be well defined and it should not contain reserved words like int, float, double, or char. And it cannot contain any special characters, including the space, or for a more well defined variable, you can separate it by using the underscore. Next off is the input and the output statement. The input function has basically a default syntax in which you have to use scanf to take the input from the user and use it for your program, while the output statement has the syntax printf, in which anything after the printf is printed on the screen. Loops is a continuous cycle that keeps on repeating if a certain condition is met. Here, the set of statement is inside the curly brackets. For the for loop, if the condition the I variable has a value stored 0 inside it, and this is a condition that I is less than 10, so an increment of 1 would be added, so the print f statement hello would be printed 10 times to be precise, because the condition is met till 1 till I is less than 10. The while loop also has a statement block inside the curly braces. Here the variable a has been assigned the value 10. So if while a is not equal to 0, it would keep on printing, and a decrease of value 1 would be assigned to the variable like every time it's printed. So the value 10 would be printed 10 times because the condition is met. As soon as it reaches 0, it would stop printing it. Do while loop, basically the do allows the program to execute itself without checking the condition first. After the block of statement is executed, then afterwards it checks the condition. Here I is assigned the variable 10. Now do, we have to basically print the I variable, and a decrease of 1 would be added while I is not equal to 0, because here I is not equal to 0, so the condition is met. The do would execute the program, and a decrease of 1 would be, and a decrease of 1 would happen every time. Now here for the statements, if else is one of the selection structures to choose from, and if else selection structure contains a condition upon which, if it is met, the statement or statements within that block would be executed. If the condition is not met, an else statement followed by another statement would be executed instead. Now coming to arrays, to explain arrays in a nutshell. Arrays is basically a set of container which can store a set of a certain data type. The size is fixed and cannot be changed dynamically. Now here the array index starts with 0. For example, if the array is 5, that basically means it can store 5 integers. If it's 7, it can store 7 integers in it. Thank you so much. This was the explanation for the basic C programming language.